Well, to be honest, I mean, Pakistan has been accused of this for so long. Yeah, I think the Americans and the NATO forces have been trying to scapegoat also Pakistan because of their failures, and they think that this is the best way of doing it. It somewhat reduces the level of their failure. But at the same time, this does not mean that Pakistan does not have connections with the Taliban or does not also disown that. But to what extent and the way that it has been sort of portrayed that Pakistan was helping the Taliban to the extent of undermining Afghanistan, I think this is totally untrue and baseless.
It's long been believed, as you say, that Pakistan, perhaps not the Pakistani government as such, but certainly the ISI, the intelligence services of Pakistan, have supported the Taliban in Afghanistan. Is there anything new then in these claims, or does this kind of support in this leaked document go beyond the ISI? Do they go towards the Pakistani government itself?
Well, I would say Pakistani government truly does not formulate policy. It is the military and the ISI which has been the dominant player as far as Afghanistan is concerned, and they continue to do so. And I think in a way the present civilian government has also more or less delegated this to them. So the policy is, but at the same time I would not agree with this report in the sense that they are trying to sort of bring it at this point of time. And I think this leak is very of a deliberate nature in the sense that it has come at a time when Pakistan and Afghanistan are trying to repair their relationship, which went through a very low level because of the killing of Mr. Burhan.
You mentioned the timing. You mentioned the timing of this leak, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when a sensitive report like this is leaked, there is usually, isn't there, an incentive for it? What might have been the motivation behind this leak? I mean, was it, do you think, to redraw the scenario for post US, NATO pull-out from Afghanistan, perhaps to open the debate for these forces to stay in the country beyond the set date? Or was it simply designed perhaps to put pressure on Zardari's government in Islamabad?
Well, I would say that there is definitely a pressure at this moment on Pakistan that they should not support the Taliban in such a way that they become more intransigent and make the negotiations more difficult. So if Pakistan plays such a positive role in that sense that it tries to also push the Taliban into negotiations and things, and I think Pakistan would be very much wanting that to happen because it is in Pakistan's interest and fundamental interest that Afghanistan should stabilize. And if it doesn't, then it will have a very negative fallout, and it will also inspire Pakistan's own Taliban. So I think Pakistan is trying to sort of steer through a very difficult situation, and is trying to also be pragmatic and also not have an adversarial relationship with Taliban, with whom they have been also residing here for many years. I mean, that's also a fact because the border is so porous. There are millions of Afghan refugees. There is so much of traffic between the two countries. It's simply impossible to prevent them. And so I think we have to live with the reality, but at the same time, Pakistan cannot possibly, and so it is totally wrong to think that Pakistan will undermine any peace efforts because it is not in its interest. The one country which is affected most by Afghanistan's instability is Pakistan.